Hello, beautiful people. Myself Ash, and um, I have already discussed survival mode in most of my videos, and I haven't discussed it. Like, I believe that I haven't discussed it in the matter of how it affects our bodies and how it's so dangerous that sometimes we don't even know that it is something is wrong in us, and the effect is due to the survival mode. And what survival mode is, many people even don't know this stuff. So if you don't know what it is, then you can find it in my channel, definitely. And still, if you don't get it, you will learn in this video too, but it is just a tiny bit of it. And so survival mode is something when our bodies are in flight or fight mode. Okay, most of the mammals have this in them that they do their bodies do this to protect them from the predators. Okay, and our bodies are also designed in this way that when we are in some danger that can affect our lives, that can literally end us, our body goes into the state that it is dangerous. Now it uh, have to protect us. Okay, our body and our mind's first priority is to get us living. Okay, like you have to live. Okay, this way. So our mind and our body, if we have gone through something traumatic, and even if we haven't gone through something traumatic, if your mind and your body find something that is traumatic, that have that similar effect, or maybe it feel like it is betrayed, or maybe it feel like this is the life-threatening situation, even if you don't find it traumatic, your bodies can go into survival mode. Okay, and what happens when we are in survival mode, it operates in such a high energy levels that every um, ounce of energy in your body goes into protecting your life, not operating your body. It doesn't go in, in the cell membrane, in the outer layer of the cells, in the nerves ending and all those stuff. Okay, it never goes into that. So that's why our bodies go incoherent. Okay, and incoherent, by incoherent I mean that you're, take it like this, that the satellite is sending signals to radio, and the radio is not facing the satellite. Okay, so it can get the signal that the satellite is sending, and it can't operate on that. So when we are in survival mode, our mind sends signal to our bodies that this is wrong in that area of our body, but our body is like, uh, we are not getting clear signals because we are on high alert. We have to preserve ourselves. We can be following your orders. So it's like, a kind of thing like you are in a company where every sector is running on its own. The financial sector is um, running on its own, and the creative sector is running on its own. They are not in a line with each other. Like the creative sector is creating the projects that are not, that the financial sector can't approve because they don't have those funds, but still the creative side is going to create because they are not in tune with the financial sector. That's how our body goes when we are in survival mode. It don't know that we are, what's happening on the other side of the body. Every part is behaving on its own, and that's why no one, no part of our body is going to be nice. It's going to be operating at a level that is the uh, we can say perfect level of a healthy person. Okay, that's why you must have seen that so much, that when we are in the environments where we are constantly getting triggered, or maybe you haven't found that peace of mind or that state where you can literally never get triggered. Okay, you are almost always bloated, you have skin issues, you have, if you are a female, it's definitely just see that if you have a bad day, if something is triggering your stress hormones now, the next day maybe you are going to be bloated, or your skin is going to be very dull, or maybe you are not going to feel that much energized and stuff like this. Okay, because our bodies are very sensitive to all this stuff. Okay, our bodies, are designed to create life, so we really, our bodies really took it very personal when something like that happens, because we are like, we have to be in a state of protection much more than men. Okay, so this happens, and when we are in survival mode, we can't even feel the human emotions at their full form. Okay, like our bodies reject them. Okay, you can be, you must have seen those people who act like where they are very nonchalant and stuff like that. They don't process the emotions. They never did process the emotions. Okay, they even haven't processed their past emotions yet, and that's why they don't have space for the new emotions. Okay, our bodies are like, listen, we are already operating on high alert. We haven't even processed the past emotions, and we don't have space for the new ones. Okay, so they can feel fully happy, they can feel fully satisfied, they can be fully excited for this stuff. They are always like closed off. They're always like, you know I shouldn't be doing that, or I shouldn't be doing this. They are like, okay, I have done this, I have done that, now what? They will never fill that inner void that they have in themselves, because they are operating on survival mode. Again, they are operating on survival mode, and it has so negative effect on our bodies. Like, if you are a woman, you must get out of it. Please get out of it. You are always on a high alert. Sometimes of it is that you are always like, thinking about the worst case scenarios, or running on, high cortisols, running on like, if something is going to be not from your way, it is going to end. Like, you are always be like, this should be perfect, this should be fine. You can be in a relaxing position. you know if you are an elder, you must have seen your younger siblings who are like so carefree and so childish, that they don't have, it feels like they took nothing serious. Okay, and if you are an elder sibling, you are like at least 10 tabs open in your mind at the same time. Okay, and you're like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, if this thing is done or not, and so much. And meanwhile, your younger sibling is somewhere else chilling, while you are still taking their tension in your head. Okay, that's kind of stuff that happens in survival mode. Okay, this is the example that I have taken, because most of the elder sibling did this, and I don't think so you should be doing that, but yeah, most of us do this. But when we are in survival mode, we do this on a higher scale. Okay, we can never be in fully relaxed mode. We can feel like our, feel like we should be enjoying some stuff, and that's why when you try to get away from survival mode, your body are instantly is going to be in a mode where it is going to need a lot of rest, because it is going to process all those years of unhealed emotions and unhealed feelings that you have been keeping in your bodies. Okay, and I have talked about this in, I'm working on a program, and I have talked about this in that in deep, that our bodies store all the different weight, all those different emotions in different parts of our bodies. Okay, and when you get away from the survival mode, your bodies are going to be very sick. You feel like you don't have the energy of doing any new stuff because you are now processing all the stuff that had happened years ago. You are unlearning all that stuff, and it requires a massive amount of energy, a massive amount of energy, because you never did gave your body the space to process all that, anything. And I really believe that if you are in survival mode, you can never ever fully get in touch with your female intuition, with your sixth sense, because uh, it's our bodily wisdom. Okay, our gut gives us signs, our gut gives us, it sometimes just observe the threat that is in our surrounding. Okay, and when you are in not in touch with your bodies, you can never get signs from your gut. You can never feel like you should be listening to it. You are always in a confused position, and it can get very, that can be a reason for you to not attract your dream opportunities, your dream friends, your dream to start something that you want to be your dream version, because your bodies are not running on your dream form, on a form that is healthy. How can you attract all the dream things? You don't even have the energy. Even if you are going to attract all those things, our brain, I have talked a lot about this, that our brain perceive the things that it find familiar, and all you have find familiar are problems, are survival mode emotions. How can you attract something that is full, that is healthy, when you are yourself not healthy from inside out? You can't. To attract something, you have to be someone, be that someone. Okay, I really believe in this thing. To be, Allah change your situation if you change it from the inside. Okay, and that's why you should be, your bodies are a gift from God, a gift from Allah, and you should never always let it in such unhealthy amount of emotions. That is survival mode, because things happen, tests happen, trials happen, people disappoint us, and people do us bad, and I really believe that's a part of life. But being stuck in that part of life is something that is in your control. It's something that you can change, and it's your life, and it's one, and you're wasting it on something that had happened in the past, that had nothing to do with your present or maybe with your future, and you are still stuck in that. Let it be. Let it be. Let it go. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what had happened in the past. It's just gone. Okay. I believe that with every new day, you can start a new life if you want. Okay. And that's how you should be doing. And if you have any question about this topic, you can ask me in the comments, and please subscribe, and bye bye.